You don't have to knock yourself out to prevent diabetes. Get real. If you're over 45 and overweight, you can prevent diabetes. Lose 5 to 7% of your body weight, get 30 minutes of physical activity 5 days a week, and eat healthy. Take the first step. Talk to your healthcare provider. Prevent diabetes.
Today, we continue our conversation with Maria Martos, who says that exercise lowers her blood sugar and helps her to be tranquil. Experts Dr. William Polonsky and Dr. Richard Jackson from Harvard Medical School say that it's important to fit exercise into your daily schedule.
Tell us a bit about how exercise helps you.
It helps me tremendously because it lowers my blood sugar and it helps me be tranquil.
What kind of exercise do you do?
If I exercise alone, well, for example, I will go for a walk, but if one does it alone, walking is a bit boring. I therefore have the habit of taking a soccer ball with me to the park, and I kick the ball like that, and I kick the ball like that. That helps me forget the time, and it makes it easier to exercise because I feel like I'm playing and not exercising.
Oh, that's great. And dancing. Do you dance sometimes?
Oh, yes.
It's very good for you.
Yes, I do a little, but if I dance, I also sing.
Yes, you can still dance for exercise, and it'll help lower your blood sugars. Dancing is very good for you.
So here we see that Maria's really worked out how exercise fits into her life. I think it's easy to get patients to agree that exercise is useful, even to think to themselves that they're going to be able to do it regularly, but finding someone who actually is able to fit it into their life, that's not as common. And what she's done is find something that works for her, and for her it seems that doing things that give it more of an entertainment value, not just walking, which she finds boring, but adding in some sports, at no matter what age we might add, and that's a useful point to remember. But this finding a way to fit exercise into your regular schedule, Bill, that's always been hard for people.
Well, finding a way for it to fit into your schedule, and also the other thing that she's telling us is that she's managed to find a way for regular physical activity to be fun. And if there's one thing that we clearly know, if we look at people across America who are trying to bring exercise into their life, if you are thinking of exercise as a chore, if it's boring, if it's painful, I promise you, you're not going to be able to stick with it. Eventually, you're going to quit it. And it's only that relatively small number of people, like Maria, who found some way to fit exercise into their life in terms of time, but also have found a way to make it seem like fun. Those are the people able to keep it up over time and really make it a part of their life.
Yeah, that's a good point. And what works for one person may not work for another, but you need to think of different ways in which you can achieve the same thing that Maria has.
Physical activity is any kind of movement, such as dancing, walking, running, cleaning house, and working in the yard. Being active can lower blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol. It also reduces the risk of heart disease and stroke, relieves stress, and strengthens the heart, muscle, and bones.
For our second recipe, we're going to do another of Kelley's favorite lunches.
You know what? Lettuce wraps really are a great alternative to using bread in a sandwich. So we're going to do a chicken lettuce wrap sandwich. But you can grill it. And I think what's important is that there are skillets out there that have a grilling bottom on it. It's a riveted bottom, and you can grill year-round, whether you live in the cold part of the country or the warm part of the country. You can do it indoors or outdoors. So all I'm going to do here is just start slicing, and then we're going to chop it up so it's a nice small bites that you can use in these lettuce wraps.
one thing I suggest for my patients is that if they go into a meal and they check their blood sugar and it's running kind of high, maybe over 150, 160, so that you don't go over 200 2 hours after that meal, I suggest using lettuce instead of a tortilla or any kind of bread, and that way your 2 hour after meal won't be so high. Your blood sugar 2 hours after your meal won't be so high.
And it gives it a great flavor because you can wrap it, and then you can use all different types of vegetables to go along with it, and some dipping sauces that we'll whip up here pretty quick.
Great, can't wait.
So the dipping sauces are what's going to add so much flavor to your lettuce wrap. So we've got a couple of different ones we're going to do today.
What is this?
Okay, this is just a non-fat plain yogurt, and we're going to make a cream sauce with some chili and onions, a little garlic, and a little salt. And then we're going to do an Asian dipping sauce, which is real simple with a low sodium soy sauce. And we'll put a little bit of green onions, and then this is a sesame oil, which gives it a real rich, nutty flavor to it. And then we're going to sweeten it a little bit with just some sweetener.
Ooh, so like a teriyaki thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get started.
Okay.
Okay, so this, that one's about a cup of non-fat yogurt, plain, no flavor.
Some minced.
Little minced green onion.
And we want a little bit of salt for flavor.
Yeah, I think it does need a little bit of salt, but that's to taste. So, and you can even try it with some different types of salt. Kosher salt or even a little bit of a seasoned salt would give it a nice flavor.
And just mix this up.
Yeah, you're just going to mix that up, and you can see it's kind of thick, so it's nice and creamy. So that's going to add to your lettuce wrap. Now here I'm going to take this is just a low sodium soy sauce. And I'm adding this sesame oil, which you can find in your Oriental section at your grocery store. And this is just minced green onions. There's about 3 of them. And you can see this one's a little bit lighter, but can you smell this? Can you smell that nutty sesame flavor that oil adds? And then to that, we'll add just a little bit of our garlic, maybe 1 clove of garlic. And there you have your dipping sauces.
Right, and probably if you're on a low-sodium diet, your best bet would be to use the creamy sauce as opposed to the soy sauce.
Right.
Okay, so now you add a little bit of the sweetener, just for taste.
Just for taste.
And
there you go.
Now that we made our dipping sauce, Kelley, can you show me how it's done?
Okay, so what we're going to do is this is a green leaf lettuce. And I've actually cut the rib out of the bottom of it because we want the soft, pliable, leafy part of the leaf. So we're going to take that and just put some of our chicken here. Okay. And then I'm going to let you select whatever filling that you want. So just pick from any of those beautiful veggies.
Okay.
And fill it up. And I'm going to do the same. Yeah, and you know what? There's lots of texture, lots of color. And then you get to pick your dipping sauce that you want to use.
Well, the cilantro, I can't wait to see how it tastes with the yogurt cream sauce.
Yeah, and then see, I'm going to take a little carrot, some cilantro. I love that deep color and I love that flavor. But I'm going to have lots of cabbage. I like lots of crunch with my lettuce wrap.
You got your cabbage on my cream sauce.
Oh, I'm sorry. We obviously need a bigger kitchen. And I'm going to have the Oriental dipping sauce. That's what I'm going to do.
Because she double dipped.
I know. That's what I do. Okay, so look. Now, is that great or what?
It's beautiful. And
just roll it up and take a bite.
The 2 lettuce wraps and half a cup of frozen yogurt make up 530 calories with about 45 grams of carbohydrates.